Hey people, this is me, Thalia and Miana, and today we're gonna answer your questions and also our question about the episode, which is what got us into anime. So, do you want to start first, or I don't?
Uh, okay, I may start first. Okay, what got me into anime? So, like most people, I started watching anime when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like everybody was watching anime back then. And I started with like Dragon Ball and Pokemon and Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura, everything that was on at the time. Even in Portugal, we got Saint Seiya.
Oh,
That
we
not
didn't have
everyone
that.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time I say this, people are like, "You got that as a kid?" And I still can't figure why my parents will allow me to watch that as a kid.
I
They
guess.
probably didn't know because it was really violent sometimes. So
Still,
they
like
probably had no
Dragon
idea.
Dragon Ball was violent too. Well, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but there was this episode in Saint Seiya, which is the only episode I still remember because I was so small, in which like the inner ear of a character exploded because of the power of the other character.
Oh
We
God.
were like, oh,
Thing is,
like there were arms all over.
yeah, I've never really checked out Saint Seiya. Well, I've seen like stuff about it, but we didn't have it on TV, so I didn't really watch it.
Yeah,
But for the
I
others,
watched everything that was on TV.
yeah, yeah, it's here. It was only Sailor Moon, Pokemon, of course, and Dragon Ball Z, and Digimon, of course, and Yu-Gi-Oh, and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
have that
didn't
too.
have the other Dragon Ball, just the Z.
Yeah, it was just Z for some reason. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I got the three.
Oh.
But the openings were really lame. Like, for me, they're the best openings, of course, because it's the songs that everybody knows.
Yeah.
But whenever I show it to someone in another country, they go like, "It's so awful."
Well,
But
yeah, I'm glad we had Dragon Ball Z because that got me into it. So it actually started with Pokemon for me. It was first Pokemon, and then we had Dragon Ball Z, and I checked out Sailor Moon later as well, actually.
I don't remember the timeline very well, and I tried to check it out, but you can't find it anywhere because it's Portugal, right? So
yeah, okay,
I couldn't find it. But Sailor Moon was one of the first. I know there were another ones that I watched, but I don't remember watching back then, like Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh yeah.
And The Legend of Zorro and Cinderella, that kind of adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the ones that I remember the most were those that I said before. And then afterwards, there was this gap in which I didn't watch a lot of anime because I wasn't at home anymore when it aired, and it was mostly the same shows that I had watched before.
Yeah.
But like when I was, 14, 13, I just know that it was like 9 years ago or something. I got this urge to rewatch Sailor Moon for some reason. So I searched it online and I found a forum which had the Portuguese episodes. So I started watching it just for the fun. And after I did that, I found that in the forum there were people talking about other anime. So I found out what anime was and I started watching other anime that it was recommended there. So that's pretty much how I got into it. I just like got deeper and deeper.
Yeah, I get you. But yeah, for me it was different because I started with Pokemon, and I've always been a fan of Pokemon. I've watched like all the series, but the thing is, Pokemon here is in Dutch, but Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon were in English for me. So that wasn't like translated, which I am happy about because it sucks in Dutch. But yeah. I started watching like Pokemon Online then in English because I wanted to see how that was, and because I saw the movies in English as well in the theaters. And after that, I don't know. I just kept playing Pokemon, but I didn't watch the anime for a long time, and I got out of it. And after that, I don't know. Like I've only been into anime again since like 2 years ago, so I have a lot to catch up to. But what got me back into anime was, funny enough, also Sailor Moon. I was also like looking up.
Really?
Yeah, I was
That's awesome.
I was also like looking up Sailor Moon online, and it was on this anime website, and I was like, whoa, there's so much anime. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Like
how
some
I
of
got
the
into
first
it.
that I got back into were really bad. Now
Mm.
that I look back into it, because it was a Sailor Moon forum, right? So most of the series were like shoujo magical girl series. So like Mermaid Melody and Prettier, that kind of stuff that I didn't even finish because it was really bad.
Yeah. For me, it was after looking back for Sailor Moon. I saw Bleach, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" So
Oh.
I checked that out first. That was my first anime that I checked out that got me into anime again. But then I got sick of watching Bleach because it's so much episodes, and I was like, I need another anime to just like get into other stuff. So apart from Bleach, then I started watching Full Metal Alchemists and all the bigger ones, I guess. And that's how I got.
One Piece, Naruto.
Yeah, no, actually, I've never watched One Piece and Naruto because I didn't want to. I was like, no, I'm for Bleach. I don't
Actually, I
want to.
haven't watched them either.
Yeah, okay. See?
So,
But thing is,
yeah.
my brother watches One Piece though, so I
Yeah,
kind of
most of
get.
my friends watch them.
Yeah. So it's mostly like that. But yeah, after that, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist. And then I fell in love with Full Metal Alchemist, and I wanted to see more series like that, like more serious and with like emotional and all that stuff. So yeah, I made it my anime list account, and that's how I got to the other ones.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is for you, but
Yeah, I stayed in the forum for a while and I got most of my recommendations out of there.
yeah.
But I always like made lists of everything since I was little. Like I had a huge list of my Pokemon cards because I wanted to an Excel file.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So I searched for a lists website and I found my anime list, but that was a bit afterwards. Because the thing is, I started way before you. So
Yeah.
when I started, Bleach was like in episode 50 or something. So I caught up to Bleach pretty early and then managed to follow it.
Yeah, you are so lucky. I'm still at episode 200. Still need to see the rest.
But, well, I get it because there's some bits in the middle that are really bad.
Yeah.
Bleach kind of like has ups and downs all over.
Oh yeah, it is. Especially when like Orihime gets kidnapped now, and it's like, oh, again, you're kidnapped again. Like, oh, but yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna get this out there. I hate Orihime.
Oh,
I can't stand her.
no. But thing is, I have a tattoo of Orihime. So
You do?
Yeah. I don't hate her, but she's like that character is the reason why I got into more anime because like she's the first female character that I was like, oh, she kind of looks like me and all that stuff. And I liked like how she was in the beginning of the series, but now it's like slowly going down. Yeah. But still, I'm just like, no, it's good. It's from the beginning of the series. It's good. But yeah, I know.
You have to write below.
I have to love her
from episode 1 to 30.
No, it's a bit more, but you know, before she gets kidnapped, I mean, that was when she was still cool and healing
she's
everyone.
She's always the damsel in distress for the rest of the time. She's just going like, Kurosaki-kun all the time.
I know.
That's all she does.
That's what I've heard now from people, and I'm like, I have a tattoo of her. But I don't regret it because it's anime and that would be bad if I would regret that. But I don't because that's the reason why I got into more anime. So yeah.
Let's go to the questions then.
Yeah, and I have the questions here with me. Of course, Lou got a question for us again.
Thank you, Lou.
We love you. Okay, so he said, what show made you become an otaku?
I think the show that made me become like more hardcore was Death Note, to be honest. Because it was like when I got back into anime, it was one of the first that I watched that wasn't just like silliness or fights or cards or like magical girls. It was more psychological. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, anime can do this too. That's pretty neat. So I started watching more things related to that. Soon after that, I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion. So like I got into those that are a bit more serious, I guess, more psychological. So Yeah, I checked actually my anime list for my stats. Like 2008 on, it was when I really started watching a lot of stuff, and most of it was serious stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even Jigok Shoujo, I watched it back then. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, it's the same for me. I think I actually got to watch Death Note before Full Metal Alchemist as well, because I saw it on TV. It was actually on TV with us here in Japanese. So I was like, oh, what is this? So I checked it out on TV for a little bit, and then I got Full Metal Alchemist. So I guess it's like Full Metal Alchemist and Death Note, just like those two, knowing that it, like, exactly the same reason, like, knowing that it can be serious too, that you can have like feels from the series and all that stuff. So you're like, wow, I want to see more of this. So yeah, it's the same for me. So the next question is from Corey Gaming on Twitter, and the question is, what was the show that got you the most emotional and why?
That's an obvious one for me. Clannad After Story.
I still have to see that.
You do.
I know. I have to.
Okay, so unlike most people, I watched Clannad while it was airing, and it was one of the most heart-wrenching experiences of my life, because it was like, it got sad and I cried, and I had to wait a whole week, and next week I was sad and I cried more, and it was like this for like 24 weeks. I think it's about 24 episodes. So until the end, I was just like, every week I felt so sad, and the desperation was just bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So that was for me one of the hardest ones, without any doubt.
Oh, I really want to see that one.
I don't want to spoil anything because you haven't watched
it. I really want to see that one now.
Good. Most people don't like the ending. Most people don't like the ending because they didn't watch it like I did. So they marathon the whole thing, so the ending doesn't feel the same way.
Okay.
But we'll discuss that another time. Yeah. What about you? Which one got you more emotional?
For now, I think it's just Full Metal Alchemist. Like the episode with the dog and the girl.
Nina. Yeah. Oh god.
That was like episode. Yeah, I was like, that's like episode 10 or even before that. That's not too long in the series that it happens, and then you have other episodes that make me cry as well. But that episode especially, I was like, why are you doing this to people? And yeah, so yeah, for me it was that episode.
Everybody I know that watched Full Metal is like, no, why?
Exactly.
About that episode.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Okay. And the last question is also from the same person, and it's, is there a show that not many people know, but that you think everyone should see, and why?
You go first now.
Okay. Mine is Nurarihyon. You have 2 series of this anime, and I don't know a lot of people who actually checked it out. And the thing is, like, it's also with, like, spirits and fighting and all that stuff. But it has a really good story, and I just think it's really underestimated. It looks like, it doesn't look like a kids show, but it gets pretty serious, and it has a lot of, how should I say it? Like, I don't know, it's like romance, action, then it's like serious, it's like everything in one anime, and a lot of comedy as well, and good comedy. So that's the one I recommend to people that not too many people know, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's
nice. Mine. I actually haven't watched that one.
Yeah.
More anime to my list. The one I usually think it's really underestimated and most people don't know it even exists. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone because it's kind of weird, but it's called Kuchu Buranko. It's done by the same studio that did Mononoke and See the Money of the Soul. And the art style is a bit experimental, so if you don't like that sort of thing, you probably won't enjoy it as much. But it's about psychiatry, and I really love psychiatry. So it's like episodic for the most part, and you have like one episode about someone with OCD, an with someone with depression, and they kind of mingle rotoscopic images with live action, and they do the transition between animation and then some bits become rotoscopic and then live action. It's kind of weird, but it works. I really enjoy it. And like the premise is that you have this doctor, a psychiatrist, and its patients, and the doctor has triple personality. So
I
that's
like
awesome.
it.
Like
Yeah.
it's really awesome, and that's the way that he changes personality is done in the art style. So he changes his whole figure between like a middle-aged man and a young doctor and like a chibi. So it's really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something very different, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I really like it.
I will probably check that out too. But that's the thing with Nurarichom. It's the same. Like the guy, the main character, overnight he changes into this badass guy who likes fights all the bad spirits. But when, like at day he's just this nerdy kid with glasses. So that's the cool thing I like about it too.
That reminds me of The An Angel.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. But. Yeah, I do recommend that one. So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all our questions.
That's it for today.
Yay! So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our conversation, and we will be back next Friday, and we hope there will be less lag next time. So excuses for that, and you should check out both of our channels if you can, and also tweet us if you have questions for next week.
Yeah, thank you for the questions for today. We weren't expecting so many questions for this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, we'll see you next Friday. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.